Alex's Journey into Awesomeness. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Alex's Journey into Awesomeness. I am going to be reading a poem today by Archibald MacLeish. No, it's not Cary Grant, it's the poet. He wrote this in 1926, I believe. Yes. And it's called Ars Poetica. It's one of my favorites. Last couple of times I talked about being in the present and also the idea of love and being forthright and open in what you say. This really focuses on what a poem should be, but I think it's a great metaphor for ideal humanity, if we think about it in those terms. So, without further ado, Archibald MacLeish's Ars Poetica. A poem should be palpable and mute, as a globed fruit, dumb as old medallions to the thumb, silent as a sleeve-worn stone of casement ledges where the moss has grown. A poem should be wordless as the flight of birds. A poem should be motionless in time as the moon climbs, leaving as the moon releases, twig by twig, the night-entangled trees, leaving as the moon behind the winter leaves, memory by memory the mind. A poem should be motionless in time as the moon climbs. A poem should be equal to, not true. For all the history of grief, an empty doorway and a maple leaf. For love, the leaning grasses and two lights above the sea. A poem should not mean, but be. So, a poem should not mean, but be. When people speak to each other, when they dissemble, when they are not who they are, or who they really are underneath the mask, their meaning. We could be meaning to do anything, to be anything, to be anyone. But who are we really when we're just being? Something to consider. Something I think about. And I'd love your thoughts on what that means to you. Thanks. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.